From Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, we welcome you. We would like to begin by acknowledging that we and our guests are on traditional territories of the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries. I'm Bobby Jo Green. I'm a Canadian woman living with non-obstructive disease. I'm currently living in Edmonton, Alberta.
And I'm Pat Caroni. I'm a retired lawyer and business owner, and I'm a heart attack survivor from Regina, Saskatchewan.
I'm Dr. Andrea Lavoie, an interventional cardiologist in Regina, Saskatchewan. Today's topics relate to the national theme, to take care of others, you first need to take care of yourself. Start the conversation with the women in your life. With no further ado, let's start things off with an interview with Brittany Semenchuck and Dr. Shaelyn Strachan, who will be speaking about how treating yourself compassionately will help you improve your overall heart health.
Hi, my name is Brittany Semenchuck, and I'm here today with Dr. Shaelyn Strachan. So during this webinar, you most likely heard information about the importance of engaging in health behaviors, and most likely heard messages such as, in order to improve your heart health, you need to exercise more, sit less, get enough sleep, and reduce your stress. What you also probably know is that engaging in these health behaviors can be really challenging at times. Research also tells us that it may be even harder for women who tend to prioritize the needs and health of others, such as their family. I am sure we can all think of a time that we've had the best intentions of either being more physically active or maybe even eating healthier, but something derailed our efforts. Maybe it was taking care of elderly parents, maybe the kids' activities took up a lot of time and energy, or maybe work was especially busy. And so even though these health behaviors leads to substantial benefits ranging from mental to physical, we, and especially women, often still prioritize the needs of others instead of our own. So in line with this year's topic, we want to reinforce the idea that in order to take care of others, we need to first take care of ourselves. Specifically, we're going to be discussing how treating yourself compassionately will help improve your health, assist you with engaging in these important health behaviors, and actually help you become more compassionate to others. The term self-compassion refers to a way of relating to yourself in a supportive and caring manner. This resource has been described as having your own back or being an inner ally. Self-compassion has three different components. So the first one is treating oneself with kindness and compassion, like you would a close friend or family member who is struggling. Second is being mindful of your thoughts and emotions. And third is recognizing that all aspects of the human experience, including suffering and failure, are shared and universal. In our lab, we have done research to show that people benefit from using a self-compassionate approach. So for instance, we have done research to show that women at risk of cardiovascular disease benefited from being self-compassionate. In one study, we provided women with detailed information indicating that they were at moderate to high risk of cardiovascular disease. Those who were higher in self-compassion responded to this news in a more adaptive way. So they were less anxious, worried less, and were more likely to seek out information regarding cardiovascular disease. We also found that these women who were more self-compassionate engaged in more health behaviors, such as physical activity. This research is consistent with a growing body of work that shows that people who are more self-compassionate prioritize their health and are better at managing and engaging in health behaviors. So you might be thinking, well, how does being kind to yourself translate into better health behaviors? And the idea here is that when people relate to themselves with self-compassion, they experience less stress and anxiety, and these emotions can really derail us from our goals. In addition, self-compassionate individuals are more likely to give themselves permission to do what they know is good for themselves. So they really prioritize their own needs, whether this be making time for sleep or even more exercise.
All right, so I'm going to walk you through a self-compassion activity. So I want you to take a moment and reflect on a challenging health situation you've faced. So this could be a difficult health diagnosis, maybe related to your heart health, or a time when you struggled to obtain a health goal, such as increasing your exercise. I want you to picture this scenario in your mind, really visualize where you were and what you were feeling. All right, and once you have that situation chosen, I want you to think about what you said to yourself in this moment. Or what do you typically say to yourself in these types of moments? What are the specific things, phrases that you would say or think to yourself? What does your tone of voice sound like? Next, I want you to flip the scenario around and pretend that you're speaking to one of your closest friends or your significant other. They come to you with the same problem about their health. What would you say to them? What specific words would you use? And what would your tone of voice be like? Now, I want you to compare the two scenarios. Do you notice a difference in the words that you used in each, and your tone of voice? Most people find that often their words to their closest friends are supporting, gentle, and kind. They are compassionate to others. Meanwhile, the voice that they use with themselves is much harsher, critical, and unsupportive or uncompassionate. Would you ever use this type of tone or words with your closest friend? Probably not.
So if you are one of those individuals that realize that you're not as compassionate to yourself as you are to others, you are not alone. And the good news is that even though you might not be the most compassionate to yourself right now, you are able to learn this skill with practice. In fact, another one of our studies found that women at risk of cardiovascular disease who were taught how to treat themselves with self-compassion were able to significantly increase their ability to be self-compassionate after only 3 weeks. But I want you to remember that self-compassion is a skill that needs to be learned. You will not automatically become a self-compassionate person. Maybe in the beginning, a good goal would be to focus on replacing your self-critical talk with more positive phrases. So there are many ways to practice being more self-compassionate, such as the exercise we did before. If you are interested in learning more and trying different exercises, we would recommend you visit the website listed on this slide. Here you will find the latest research and wonderful resources to practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brittany and Dr. Strachan, for this very impactful and timely presentation. Now let's take a moment to practice self-compassion by taking part in a quick 10-minute yoga session with Melanie from Yoga Within in Edmonton, Alberta. Let's hope you are in your comfy clothes, get out your yoga mat and water bottle to enjoy a few minutes to calm your mind and body.
Hi, I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Thanks for joining me for this short class in support of Wear Red Canada Day on February 13th. Just acknowledging the importance of women's heart health. Let's start in a comfortable seated position, cross-legged if you like, or you can stretch your legs out. And just take a moment to rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. Your eyes can be open or closed. Take a long breath in and a long letting go exhalation. Take a moment just to notice the ground supporting you. And remember to allow yourself to be supported. Follow the gentle rhythm of your breath. Let your mind begin to slow down. Remembering the importance of self-care. and looking after yourself first before you extend your help out to the world. The eyes are open, just let them begin to open. Let's just bring some gentle movement into the body, just starting to rock from side to side. Just noticing, how do I feel right now? So often we're worried about everybody else in our lives, and we just don't take the time to notice ourselves first. Notice your connection to the ground supporting you as you rock a bit, and then just start to rock forward and back, connecting to your breath. Your breath is your bridge that connects your body and your mind. And often we go through our lives a little disconnected. Really start to notice, how are you? And now start to bring some little circles into the body. It's always safest to start slow and perhaps move a little faster if it feels like that's what you need. Switch directions if you haven't already. And then pause at the center. You can just lean forward or walk forward. Again, just taking a few breaths to just notice, has your mind drifted away? Or can you bring it back into this moment, right now, where you are? Bring yourself back up to an upright position. And let's bend to one side. You can keep a hand on the hip, a hand on the shoulder, or bring the arm up overhead. Again, connecting with your breath, giving your mind a place of focus. Bringing yourself back up and taking that pause. And just once more over to the other side. A little bit of movement can prepare us for stillness. And then bringing yourself back up to center. And as I switch to a sideways position, moving into a few spinal movements, rounding back as you draw your belly to the spine. And coming forward as you open your chest, lightly squeezing your shoulder blades. Think of rounding back as an exhalation. And coming forward, expanding the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades lightly as an inhalation. And just moving with your breath, inhaling, exhaling, getting some movement into the spine. Trying to remember the importance of moving your body each and every day. Just these few moments of self-care can start to make the world of difference. Just pausing here in this rounded position, taking a few breaths in and a few breaths out. Coming back up to a seated position and stretch your legs out. Just bounce into the knees a bit. And now find your way down onto the ground. You may just want to adjust your head, tip your chin under a little bit. Try to maintain that natural curve in your neck. Lift your hips up, tuck the tail, and relax the belly towards the spine. You can have the knees bent, especially if your back bothers you, or you can stretch the legs out. Your hands can rest on your low belly or at your sides, wherever you can begin to find ease in the body. Your eyes open or closed. Come back to that place of mindful breath. As I inhale peace. As I exhale, I try my best to release. I allow my body to soften, and I try to allow the warmth of relaxation to move within me. Relaxing my toes and my legs. Relaxing the hips, the belly. Relax your chest. Take a moment and just notice the rhythm of your heart beating. Feeling gratitude for the sound of your heartbeat. Allowing the warmth of relaxation to move through the arms, to the hands. Relaxing each fingertip. Knowing that there's no need to force it. Gently guiding your awareness back. Knowing that if you'd like to remain here for longer, you can. Or just slowly begin to allow movement back into the fingers and the toes. Let the knees bend, placing the foot soles on the floor. And just let the knees rock a bit from side to side. Take a long breath in and just tighten the body. A long, soft letting go exhalation as you release. Gently rolling over onto one side. And just pause for a moment, remembering to take that kindness that you've shown yourself out into your daily life with you. Bring yourself back up to a seated position. Just bringing the hands together at heart center and resting the thumbs on the sternum. Remember, when you're on the airplane, they always tell you to put the mask on yourself first. This is the same thing. Take care of yourself, and then you can extend that kindness out to the others in your life. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. That was great. It's so important for all of us to take time for mindfulness and self-compassion every day.
Thank you to all of our presenters for sharing your experiences and recommendations with us. And we hope you've learned some tips to better take care of your mind and body. On behalf of the Prairie Central team, thank you for taking part in Wear Red Canada. Now let's hear from our friends in Ontario and Quebec for our next segment. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.